Hi, welcome to your Hamantash Bake kit. We're going to do a quick walkthrough of how you can make the Hamantash yourself today at home. It's really easy, a lot of fun, so come on, let's go. So, when you open up your Hamantash Bake bag, you'll see all the ingredients needed along with the recipe card. Put those ingredients in together in the order that they're listed. Now, this is important. The flour, you may not need the full amount. Start adding it slowly. You may be left with some extra flour. You don't want the dough to be too hard. You want it to be able to be molded like this. It's kind of oily, but that's okay. All right, so now, once I got my dough mixed all together, I got this nice yellow dough. So, I'm going to show you how to roll them out. If you have a rolling pin, that's the best. But if you don't have one, don't worry. Plenty of other things that you can use. One option would be a bottle, like a bottle of wine. Anything long, thin shaped that you can use to roll. Well, let's say I don't have a bottle of wine. What would another option be? How about like a mason jar type of thing? That would work too. Or, last resort, you could also just use your hands. So, whether it's a rolling pin, wine bottle, some type of jar, or just your hands, you'll be able to do this next step. I'm going to do the next step with the rolling pin, and I'm going to roll out my dough. I want it to be pretty flat, but not too thin that it gets stuck to my counter. Now, the next thing you're going to need, once you have a nice flat dough, if you need to, even after you use your rolling pin, just use your hand to make sure that it's even. Okay, the next thing you're going to need is a cup, something around this size. If you can use a plastic cup, you can use a glass mug, you can even use the jelly jar cover, you can even use, back to our mason jar, the ring of the mason jar. So you've got lots of options. Now, you're gonna take your cup and you're gonna make little circles in your dough. Now, at this point, what I like to do is collect all the extra dough that's around. You don't need to do this. You can do this after. I prefer to do it before, just so that I see the space that I'm working with. And just collect it and put it to the side because you're going to need it in a minute. So here comes the fun part. We're going to take our jelly. Now, you have a flavor of jelly in your bake kit, and you're welcome to use that. You're welcome to use anything else you want. You can use chocolate, you can use peanut butter, you can use chocolate chips, you can use marshmallows, you can use sprinkles. There are so many options. I personally prefer jelly, so I'm going to use the jelly. Now, this is where a lot of people get confused. You do not want a lot of filling in your Hamantash. You want just a drop, actually. The more filling you have, the harder it's going to be for the Hamantash to close. So, if you want to zoom the camera into my Hamantash, you see it's really not that much jelly. I am not overfilling it with jelly. This might even be a little too much. You might even be able to use a little less than this. Yeah. Now, see, it's just a small circle on my larger circle of dough. And now it's time to pinch. So, the important thing about pinching is you don't want to pinch it too hard. You kind of just want to gently guide it together. So first I do the top, and then I gently take the bottoms and roll them up, just like that. And then I carefully close it, and there I go. I've got my triangle, three-cornered cookie. Let's try it again. Very carefully roll up my sides. Just kind of roll them together. Don't pinch too hard because that will cause it to open. Just gently roll it. You can even, instead of pinching it, you can even just fold it over. That is actually the best way to make sure that the sides don't open. And again, just gently pinch up my dough, roll up the bottom, and there we go. Now the important thing to remember is, even if they don't come out looking so good, they will still take. Now remember that dough that we peeled away from the sides once we cut out our circles? Once you finish those Hamantash, go back to that dough, roll it out again the way we did, cut the circles, and start again. You'll keep doing that until you have only one circle left. And even if it's not a perfect circle, you make your last Hamantash, and there you go. And so, once your Hamantash are ready, put them on the tray. You don't have to space them too far apart as they won't spread that much. Load up your tray and stick them into the oven. 350 for about 15 to 20 minutes. You want the bottom to be nice and brown, and that's how you know that they're ready. And then you're ready to enjoy. Share them with a friend. If you have any questions about any part of this process, if you get stuck, feel free to reach out. Our Hamantash experts will be happy to troubleshoot with you and figure it all out. Happy Purim! Happy Purim, everyone!
מי שנכנס אדר, מרבים בשמחה